What's going on, everybody? It's GD Marble here with the first installment of How to Demon. This is a series in which I will be giving you a high-level tutorial and level review on a specific level, accompanied with a completion, where I will try to give you the best tutorial, the best lesson I can on how to beat a certain demon. I'm going to really try to pull out all the best tips and tricks for the level, and in the review, give my best opinion of the level overall. This series is mostly meant for you guys, so this is the kind of thing where you got to suggest levels. If you want to know how to beat a certain demon, or you want to see a certain demon be done, you want tips on a demon that you want to complete, this is the time to ask for a specific demon that you want me to complete, in which I'll just dive right into it and find all the tips and tricks, all the possible ways to practice it, the best ways to practice it, the best ways to go through it, and give you the best tutorial that I can. So it's a chance for me to complete levels probably that I've never completed before, never thought about completing before. It's a chance for me to complete some hard levels and tell you guys how I was able to do it. And it's also a chance for you guys to see some of your favorite levels up here that you've always wanted to have completed, but just were always confused or stressed about starting, So without further ado, guys, this first episode is a big level for me. Supersonic. This one took up the most time so far in my Geometry Dash career as far as levels goes. About 20,000 attempts, a little bit under. Made me quit the game at first, a long time ago when I tried to do it on 60 hertz. And I just recently completed it, so this one I spent so much time with. I feel so ready to share with you guys how to beat this level. This is a classic milestone demon. A lot of people like to play this level, so definitely, guys, let's just get right into it. I can't wait to share this level with you guys. Alright, so here we are at Supersonic, guys. You can see I got 100%, definitely completed this one before the tutorial. Most of the time, I'm going to be completing levels before the tutorial because I feel that if I complete the level, I'm going to be able to give a better tutorial afterwards because I know all the ins and outs of the level. I've completed it, so I've gone through all the annoying parts, all the difficult deaths and stuff, so I really have an understanding. Sometimes I may complete the level afterwards just because either I think it's easy enough or for whatever reason, or I think I had enough time spent with it even though I hadn't completed it. But this one is done. And one more thing before we jump into it, there is a distinct difference between my How to Demon series and my All the Circles series, even though I have a similar formula. Just real quick, this series is going to have high-level tutorials. We dive into every part and give as many tips as possible, and have a level review where I hit 4 different points of reviewing a level and give an out of 40 rating, while the All the Circles series has more of like a cutesy out of 9 rating, because 9 circles, as well as a medium level tutorial. Well, I'll go through in practice mode and kind of give you some tips, but I'm not going to really break the level down. It's more for just me to show you kind of, where the tough parts of the level are. So that's going to be the difference between the two series. I also will probably never do a 9 circles level on How to Demon unless there's one really, really requested, just because it will normally get done for the most part over on the All the Circles series. But guys, we've waited long enough. Let's jump right into Supersonic, and I'm going to tell you how to practice and to beat Supersonic. Alright, so we're going to go right into practice mode here, no wasting time. So first thing you see is this crazy ship part, and for someone who's new to the game, especially on 60 hertz, this is going to seem crazy, like, oh my god, this level's starting out hard already. But guys, I'm going to tell you what, this part right here, you've probably seen videos of people doing it like this. See, look at this, like all just clicking, mashing the button, like super straight flying and stuff. You see it like that. But if you're just getting started with the level and you're just trying to get through the part, because you want to get through the beginning, because you want to try the other parts, you want to try to make progress, especially on 60 hertz and things like that, you're going to want to take it with less clicks. It's just as effective and probably a lot easier to do so. So I recommend kind of just starting it kind of just nice even presses up and down, get a rhythm down, and then you there, right in this part right here, this third portal here, you just hold, you have to go up first, you'll be upside down. You're going to go up first, and then you hold the button, and you just hold right through the portal. So you'll be going down through the portal, holding the button, and it will bump you up a little bit because you're already holding. And it's a little bit weird to get used to, but it's definitely the best way to do it. So if you see here, you just hold right into it, and you go up, and then you get into this wave part. Now this wave part, there's not too many tips because it really is just about doing the wave. The only tip I have for you is get a pattern down where you know pretty much how many clicks you'll do each of those corridors, so that you're used to what you're doing every time. The only tip I can give you about this wave that's so important is right here at the end part of the wave. You're about to go into this UFO segment, and you don't want to go into that UFO segment inconsistent, especially when you're just trying to learn the level. So my tip for going into this UFO is in this last quarter here, doing a 1, 2, 3 press. That's it, just 3 waves, and you go right into the UFO the same every time so you can practice it. So here, let me show you. So just here you go, go 1, 2, 3. See, and then you always come out in the UFO up like that. It's definitely the best way to do it. So again, 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I mess that up. All right. So then you're up here in the UFO, and this UFO, for me, was hard at first for some reason, but it really is just a simple click pattern. So I'm just going to tell you the click pattern. I'm going to go through it, and then you can watch it and just try to input it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's the best way to do that. Some people will do a 1, 2, 3, 4 at the end there, but the best thing to do is just that click pattern. If you're still confused, and just go back and watch it. It's not too tight there, so just memorizing that click pattern is the best way to get through it. Honestly, this point here, oh, I didn't put a tick point, so I'll do it one more time for you. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Alright guys, and then in this part right here is not too hard, just learn it, you know, there's no tips there, it's one of the easiest parts of this level. So if you are having trouble with that part, you're probably not going to be doing very well at all with the other parts, so definitely that part, you just see what I did, it's not too hard. So this part here, this ball part actually gave me a lot of problems too, especially in the beginning. The beginning of the ball part's not too bad. If you go into this part here, it's just, you know, simple clicks here. Here, this double blue orbs right there, you have to hit pretty quickly, because if you hit them too late, you hit that slope in the ceiling not low enough, so you don't go as far as you need to. So here, I would recommend just getting like a 1, 2, 3 click pattern in your head, so you can hit it low enough, and then you get launched up to the this orb here. You hit that orb, and then you just hit that. It's just very self-explanatory. Look here on what to do. You know, you just have to get the timings down. And then here coming up is one of the toughest parts for me when I first started this level. The ball, if you've seen Supersonic, you probably know what I'm talking about. The ball kind of goes in a triangle shape. You hit the first orb here, and then it goes like 1, 2, 3. And then it goes da-na-na-na-na-na through that little part. It's almost like a spam part. That gave me so much trouble because both of those parts were hard for me. For the first little triangle of orbs, the best tip is just do it to the music. Get the music in your head. It goes da-na-na. That's the music. Da-na-na. So you want to click to the music with that and just get those timings down. Don't overthink those timings. So just like this. Just da-na-na. I actually messed it up there. Da-na-na. And then it usually will work out. You can miss the platform there if you don't go far enough. And then right here, you just want to practice both of these two things together to get used to them. But right here, it really is just, if you really want to get technical about it, right here is really a 1, 2, 1, 2. It's not a spam. On 60 hertz, usually a spam will work, but you will have to kind of work out the actual timings. But because that top spike is bigger, you just want to go 1, 2, 1, 2. And that will usually work out. So you go from here, you go, da-na-na, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that usually will work out. And then see, you'll just roll right into the wave here. And then here for this wave is, it may look confusing and hard at first. It's not usually that bad when you just practice it. There's tight corridors, so you just have to practice it to get it down. You want to do 2 clicks here. So see, like here, wait, you go, when you go into this part here, 1, 2, that's it. And then you can go up 1 jitter there and 1 jitter there. And then let me just explain that triple spike right there before we move on to the ship. That triple spike is a weird situation where it goes from a 2-time speed, you jump, you hit this weird slow speed thing that's like hidden right above. So it's not any different from a regular triple spike. You have to just hit jump over like a normal triple spike. But if you're wondering, going so fast and so slow, it's just because they made it 2 times to slow speed right as you jump over. So just jump over it like a normal triple spike, you know, and it just kind of brings you right into this. So this part here is another example of like you probably see people in videos doing it like this, where they're just spamming the button and do just straight flying really fast or whatever. I didn't straight fly very well right there, but you get the idea. On 60 hertz, especially if you're just learning this level, you're going to want to just go even presses. See how I can get big sweeping presses in there? It works just the same and just as good. And then here, you just want to jump off that block. I think there's an invisible platform under that spike that lets you go out into it. And then here is probably... Right here is another part that gave me so much trouble. This is probably one of the hardest parts of the level, especially for beginning players. I accidentally hit play. I just exited the level. I will see you back at that part. Alright, so we're back at the part, guys. Sorry about that mistake. That was ridiculous. I don't know how I exited the level. So right here, this is one of the hardest parts. Like I said, it's so hard to give tips here because it really is just straight flying. You have to practice it, and like before, like you don't need to click so fast. See, I can just do it with even presses like that. I recommend just practicing the part, and then practice this transition right here, because that transition, it kind of is weird to look at, and it goes from a very slow ship to a very fast wave, so it can be very off-putting. But this wave is not actually that bad, but for these, the tips is just practice it. Just sit down for a little while and practice these parts. They're not too bad, but they are difficult at first, so just get them in your head. So you go through here. And then I do have a tip for right here. So right here, this can be tough to transition into from the wave, especially when just, like I said, just starting out on the level. It's kind of like you have to just get a feeling for what clicks works best for you. For me, it works best to, let me get a good checkpoint. As soon as I hit the portal, do 1, 2. Actually, I just held the button there. But, usually I'll do a 1, 2 click like that. Very quick 1, 2 click. Because I feel like that's more consistent. When you just hold the button, you awfully hit that saw below. So if you just do a 1, 2 click every time, a really fast 1, 2, that usually is the most consistent, and eventually you'll just get a feel for it as you practice it. You just go on the portal, go 1, 2, and it usually brings you up. And then you just get a feel about how far to go up there. You can go too far up there, that's a difficulty, but it's not too bad. And then really you just want to just let yourself down easy through this corridor here. And then this transition here to the ship, what you want to do is just let yourself down into that mini portal and just stop for a sec, let the ship kind of move on its own, because it's going to be falling down and then reverse gravity as it goes into the next quarter, so you're going to have a little bit of time to kind of adjust to it. See, like if I just click here a couple times and then let it kind of do it itself, it kind of like gets me into it a little bit. So let it do it, and then here, going into the duel is one of the most difficult parts here. What you have to do is you need to go in the middle of that portal. Sometimes you can go in a different angle and it works out, but if you go into the sides of the portal, it usually will bug out and you'll die. So you want to go in the middle of the portal, and as soon as you go into the portal, you just want to start holding the button to get ready for the duel. The duel is the most confusing part of the level, definitely. As far as actually breaking down every part of the duel and how it works is not something I'm going to do in this video. This is a high-level tutorial, but this is for the whole level, not for just the duel. There is an amazing video by Stormfly, which literally, like, 1/10 speed through the duel, explaining every click, how it works, which I highly recommend. I watched the video to do this level, but I can definitely tell you tips and tricks and button inputs to get ready for that, to kind of get a feeling. If you don't want to learn about the whole duel, you just want to kind of be able to do it. So when you go into the duel, you just want to start holding the button immediately. If you go into the portal middle, it works out immediately. So you just hold the button, and then you hit these parts, and then the duel's really easy because you don't really need to know how it works in order to do it. You just need to be able to follow the orbs. So it's mostly a lot of holding the button and then quickly unpressing and repressing when you get to the next orb. So like right here, it's 1, 2. So what I did there was just hold the button for the first orb, and then right into the second one, and then you just hold the button. Like literally all I did there. You see the 2 orbs. If you just go back in the video, you'll see the 2 orbs. Soon as I cut towards the blue orb, I held the button, Soon as I got to the pink orb, unpressed, repressed, held the button all the way to the next portal. So that's all you have to do. It's really simple. And then here, you don't even have to think about these parts. All you have to do is do 1-2 at this these blue orbs here. You just do 1-2. I missed. So here. So, all right. So I had to remove a checkpoint just for a little bit of it was like bugging out a little bit. But when you get here, the next 2 blue orbs, you hit both of them. Just tap them lightly, very quickly, so you don't mess up. Like you don't make the other cube jump off the wrong platform. Very simple. Just follow the orbs. I'll show you. So you just hit the 2 orbs. And see, now it's all set up. If you look at the setup here, you see the 1 cube going into the yellow orb. You see the other cube going into the spike at the top. So obviously you're gonna hit the yellow orb. You're gonna hit the yellow orb when you reach it, and the spike at the top, it will just jump over it for you, and you don't have to worry about both of them. So here, okay, this part looks confusing, but it's so simple. You hit that yellow orb, and you just start holding the button. And then you miss the first pink orb. After the first pink orb, you hit the next 3 orbs, and you do it in the same manner. You're holding the button, and when you get to the orb, you unpress, repress real quick, and just keep on holding. I'll show you here as best I can. So see, I'm just holding, hold. Okay, that was really buggy. That bugged out a little bit there. So you're just holding, hold, hold, hold. Sometimes the duel will do that too, where it gets way too far in front of itself. That's just a bug, probably because I put a checkpoint somewhere in there. But it does work. That's the most consistent way to do it, I found. So I'm actually going to go back and do it from here because it's a little bit not buggy. So jump, hold, 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 and then 1, 2, 3 there. And so see what I did there? You hold, 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 and then it's just the 2 orbs at the end. Is you just. I usually just spam the button there because it usually will easily jump the cube at the top and the 2 orbs. That's the best way to do it. Definitely practice that part. There is one very technical thing, and the best way I'm going to try to explain it is that when you do, with those series of 3 orbs there, you just hold and repress, hold and repress, hold and repress. There's one part where you want to make sure you hold the second one as long as you can before you hit the next one. It usually keeps it from bugging out. So just keep that in mind, practice around and play around with it. But that duel's not too bad if you follow those simple steps. The ball duel here, also a very annoying part, but it's very obvious what you have to do, which is really difficult to pull off. Usually it bugs out or the timings are tough. So here, obviously, you just go, you go 1, oh, it's doing the thing where it bugs in the slope. Okay, so here we go. You go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That seems so simple, but it does bug out. It does get difficult to do sometimes. Especially when you're trying to get through the whole level. Sometimes your finger gives way. Sometimes you can just hit the second one twice and it works out. So if your finger happens to slip or get too tired and you only hit it twice, it actually has worked out before. I don't recommend like planning to do that because then, you know, it's very inconsistent. But just do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and it should work out. It's the level's fault that it bugs out. But it usually works. So again, I will show you. You go 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And for here, see, you don't want that to happen. And that's because I hit those 2 yellow orbs late. As soon as you do the 1, you have to hit those yellow orbs as early as possible. See, I hit them as early as possible and it worked. So here is really simple. You want to just kind of look at the 2 balls as the same. You don't want to have to worry about both balls' motion here. You're just gonna go. You do the same thing. 1, 1, 1, and then 1, 2, 3. That's it. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do it again. Oh, I hit back. So we're back here. So here you're gonna do 1, 1, and then hit the blue orb. Then you see, and then you see both balls are rolling along that inner thing. So if you notice here in the back of the picture, you have the blue orb, then you have the yellow orb on the top. And the way it works is that when you go 1, 2 with the bottom ball, you go 1, both balls start going outwards. You hit the blue orb, the other ball starts going back inwards, and this obviously when you hit the blue orb goes inwards as well. Then you hit the yellow orb because you click again. When you hit the yellow orb to click again, you also make the bottom ball go back downwards off the platform. And that's how you get the balls to be, the one of them is on the platform on the bottom and the one of them is flying towards the next orb. So and don't overthink it, just do 1, 2, 3 and it sets up for you. So see here, you just go 1, 2, 3. It's a little bit delayed time, you just have to work it out. It goes 1, 2, 3. If you see the picture right now, right behind the screen, you see 2 balls are actually lined up with that yellow orb. The bottom ball, all you do when you get to that yellow orb, when it's flying through the air, is just go 1, 2 to hit the first one, 1 to hit the second one. So 1, 2. Okay, I was a little late. 1, 2. A little early. 1, 2, 1, and then boom, you're in. And okay, so this is the infamous hardest part of the level. Not because it's difficult, not because it's really tight. It is kind of tight, but it just because it's so buggy. It's so annoying to get through consistently. And all I can recommend for you guys here is get a click pattern down that works the best for you. For me, when I go through here, I usually go through here and do a medium to light tap right as I go through that portal. Sometimes I unfortunately go through, my ship's going down, so the medium light tap kills me, but most of the time I found your ship is going medium or up. So a medium to light tap is usually the best way to recover most of the time. So let's see what happens when I go through here. So see, it's kind of going middle, so if I just do a medium to light tap, I can get through this portal. And then the only thing you do there, if you get through that portal, is you want to go very carefully, like 1 or 2 clicks to kind of bring yourself down. I would not recommend hitting the bottom there. You actually want to avoid hitting any objects. In my experience there, you don't want to hit any of the walls or anything. It usually makes it more inconsistent because you're not going to be able to do that every time. So I highly recommend just trying to avoid all the objects and developing a timing where you kind of very careful maneuver through there. So I kind of just do, medium click down like that and try to avoid the spike here, down and then up like that. And then once you get to here, I think I hit A instead of Z, so I didn't even play the checkpoint. We'll do one more time. Up, down. See, if you hit the bottom, it can get annoying. So you just want to go very carefully through here. And hitting there is a problem too, so I just say avoid all the objects here. It's definitely the most tricky part. And then you can just fly up to there. And then here, it's just a simple UFO. Actually, through here, you just go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then you just do this wave. This wave's not hard. There's not many tips. Just practice it. 1, 1, 1. Okay, well, you can die there if you hit that too early. 1, 1, 2, 3. And then you just do this wave. Like I said, just practice it. It's not too hard. I don't usually die here. You can die here if you're not careful, if you don't practice it enough. But it's not too hard of a wave. I just died there twice, actually, in this tutorial. But that's okay. We're just tutorialing. Okay, so now this ball. This ball is the infamous impossible memory ball. I did not actually find it that hard. That's because I really just ignored all the objects that don't matter. I think I just watched a video about what it looked like, and I was like, oh, okay, let's just do those button impresses. Just forgot about all the other stuff and just went for a memorization of numbers. Memorization of numbers is the best way to do Viper and ball parts, especially like this one, when you can't use any cues from the level to help. You have to just know how many times to click. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to go through twice and show you my click pattern. I'm going to count it out loud. This is the best way to get it in your head, because then you have these numbers, these very small groups of numbers locked in your head. You don't even care what it looks like. You just have it stuck in your head. So if you go from here, you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to do that twice more, actually. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. One more time. Focus. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's simple. It's it. And I just watch that. Get those numbers in your head. It is just a simple grouping of numbers, small numbers. Very easy ball part, actually. I actually didn't die there much at all in the actual run. One more time, I'll even do it because I just didn't put checkpoint. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we go to the final part, which killed me a lot. I died about 7 times, 8 times at this part here. And this part is so annoying, but it's you just gotta practice it. This last part has killed so many people, and you just have to accept it. If you can get the rest of the level down, you will make it here and fluke it eventually. So don't worry about that. But the way to do it, I mean, like you can see the thing is, you can easily see what you have to click. You can. It's just that the timings are tough with the orbs. Way I recommend doing it, okay, see the first obviously is when you immediately jump as soon as you land here. Immediate jump, and then you hit that orb. And then those 2 orbs, that 2 grouping of orbs there, you want to hit those as fast as you can immediately. Just as soon, time it right, and then as soon as you start hitting them, go 1, 2 immediately and just hold the button. Sometimes you can mess that up too, which sucks. See, because you just want to do that, and sometimes you'll hit it somehow too early, and you'll just hit the spike at the edge, or sometimes you accidentally hit it too late. But if you just do immediate double click every time, you'll at least get consistent with what you can do. And then here at these portals, you hit 3 of the jump rings in succession. Just get the timing down. 1, 2, 1. That's all it is. 1, 2, 1. And you just have to get the timing down for that. It's very self-explanatory. You can visually see it really easily. It's just you have to get it down. 1, 2, 1. And then obviously you just follow the orbs here. This part's not too bad. You do want to be careful not to go too high at the end part. 1, 2, 1. 1, 1, and then hit that there. And then this last ship is the most stressful probably ending to a level so far in Jump. I mean, obviously there's more stressful endings to levels in Extreme Demons, but I mean, under Extreme Demon, this might be the most stressful ending. The only tips I have for this is just get a click pattern down. Mine is usually, was usually just this one right here, one like that, a big one, and then like kind of just, I won't finish the level just so I can show it to you again. You see, you go through the portal, and then you go one big kind of click there. You get that timing, so then you fall into that other portal. And then as soon as you go through that portal, you go to a little tap, kind of straight fly your way through, and then the last portal here is really hard. Not many tips, just practice letting yourself down into it correctly. And as soon as you go through this final portal at the end, you have to do one medium tap. So you don't go too high and hit the edge here at the far top, and you don't hit the thing at the bottom either. Medium tap. So again, one big one right there, and then you let yourself down into there easily, one medium tap, and that's it. That is the best tutorial I can give you in Supersonic. If you're confused any parts, go back and watch the video or comment below, and I'll do the best I can to respond. It's not an easy level, but definitely is a good one to do, a good milestone demon for getting better at the game. So before we get into the completion, which was my best and craziest reaction so far in GD because how excited I was to finally finish it. This was the most attempts I've done on the level. If you look here, almost 20,000. So before we get into that completion, I do want to go through the level review. So level review works very simple, 4 categories. We have gameplay, we have music sync, we have visual appeal, and we have uniqueness. Gameplay is, of course, not even worrying about the song, not even worrying about how the level looks. How is the level to play? Is it fun to play or really awkward transitions the whole time? That kind of stuff. Music sync, not even thinking about the gameplay, not even thinking about the visual appeal. Is the level synced to the music? Does it sync the changes in the game modes to music? Does it sync the clicks to the music, which is always very difficult but sometimes done? Visual appeal, of course, is the level pleasing to look at. I didn't make it deco. I didn't make it a deco category because deco is pretty much like, because then you obviously levels like, Serpunch's Space Magic level are just always going to be way better than levels like Supersonic just because of the deco advancement. More visual appeal. Like even levels with minimal deco, if they're visually appealing and they put the deco in the right places, and even though it's an older looking level, it looks just cool and good, then it can be a high rating. And then finally, uniqueness is, to me, is this level really good, but kind of just a copy or like another example of a million different levels, or is it actually different in some way? Did it break some bounds in GD? Did it push some border? Something like that. So to go through these, first of all, gameplay in Supersonic, I'd say with bar the few weird transitions and the dual stuff, the gameplay is actually pretty good. It's really hard, and it can be really tricky at first, but I'd say the gameplay, when you get it down, it feels good, and the gameplay does represent a level, a Sonic level really well. This was the first Sonic level, and it does embody that very well in the gameplay. So I give it a 7 out of 10 for gameplay. Definitely 3 points off for some of the annoying parts, but the gameplay overall, with all the people collabing together, is pretty good. Music sync. Music sync is actually pretty good in this level too. I give that a 7 out of 10, and the reason I did is just because all the changes in the music are synced well with speed changes, game mode changes. It's not really a super click syncy level where like every click in the music is synced, just because if you listen to the song, with the like the very, very fast beat song, you're not gonna have a lot of click sync, but definitely the game modes and the feeling of the level and even the direction your ship will go and your cube will go in some places feels very kind of goes with the music really well. So I give it a 7 out of 10. Couldn't have been better. Yeah, probably had a couple places. I even could have given it an 8 out of 10. It did a pretty good job with embodying a Sonic level, but I gave it a 7 out of 10. Visual appeal, I gave this an 8 out of 10 because when it was first made, way long ago in its time. It looked really good. I think this level looks really good. I think this level has the beautiful classic. This is the pinnacle of 1.9 style level. It looks great. It has a Sonic-y feel. It uses colors and flashes that kind of give you a fast feel. I think the visual appeal is actually really good in this level, so I give that a high rating. And then the uniqueness, I gave a 7 out of 10 as well, because this was considered the first Extreme Demon. This was the hardest level for a short time, way back in the old days. This was a collab, and the collab worked together really well. This was the kickoff to the Sonic series, which persists until this day. And it was the first considered Extreme Demon, so it definitely had a lot of unique aspects to it, a lot of different type of a step up in gameplay that people weren't really used to, and certainly some very infamous parts in the level too, like that ship part with the cool flashing and the slow speed, that kind of double speed to half speed jump, well, with the triple spike. Things like that. And even that first wave and the first ship are very famous visuals as well. So that's the level review. That comes to a 29 out of 40, so pretty good for a level, especially one that people rage at so much because it does have some annoying parts, but overall good level, guys. Honestly, if you're trying to get better at the game, I recommend playing this level. It's a good one to get your feet get your feet off the ground in GD, really practice and get better. There's a lot of parts that are very fair in difficulty, but also difficult in a good way to get better at straight flying, tighter waves, fast ball timings, fast cube at the end there, some tricky duels. It's an all-around a great milestone demon, so I highly recommend it. But without further ado, guys, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and the level review. So let's get right to the best part, probably, of a How To Demon video, the completion. No! What? How did I die there? No! Oh, come on! Oh, come on! Oh, no! That was so easy! No, another 64. It's almost like I'm teasing you, because 64 is one of my biggest death spots. So it's right when you are able to say go, I die kind of thing a lot of times. So I'll put it at 50, so you can It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. I beat it. No way. No way. It actually is over. It actually is over. It actually is. It's finished. Oh my god. I just beat it. I just beat it. Oh, oh my god. Oh, it's over, man. It's over. It's over. It's over. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm shaking right now.